But what I want to talk about very briefly, very quickly, is I made a couple of videos these last couple of weeks, with some of them garnering attention from, let's just say, certain groups of people, right? And I knew full well that by me talking about these people, their fans would come and try to like brigade me or whatever. But I'm still here, right? What I wanted to talk about specifically, though, is a lot of the comments I've been receiving, especially when it comes to the Asmongold take us north video. A lot of people are like, it's propaganda. It's propaganda. It's a propaganda game. And even when I did the comparison with Grand Theft Auto, well, Grand Theft Auto is a fun game. This game isn't. You haven't even played the game. Like, you have not played Take Us North because it's not out. You're just being biased because you don't like the subject matter, which I have always said. And I feel like people like really go out of their way to paint me as some sort of like, you have to play every single game type ass person. But I've always stated, if you don't like a game, just don't fucking play it. Like, I don't make my entire personality talking about games I hate, right? Or games I don't think should exist. Otherwise, I would have been talking about like, I don't know, No Mercy, or talking about The Great Rebellion nonstop. But I don't care about those games. I don't like them. I don't think those are, you know, quality, right? I'm not a fan of the subject matter, but that's where it stops for me. I'm not going to go on this tirade, right? Same thing with Andy Pants' game that no one fucking really played. I wasn't making that my entire personality. But these guys always have to make every game they deem as woke their entire personality. If you guys saw my community post, you saw Smash JT bringing up Dustborn and how Dustborn has 0 people playing it now. It's an indie game that barely anybody even knew about until these losers started attacking it for being different, for being progressive, right? And it's the same thing that's happening with Take Us North. You don't like the game, fine, but the levels of shit I saw when it had to do with this game was unfucking real. Like the game's not even, like, it's literally not even out. It's not available. And I'm just like, how are we gotten to the point where these people are just like, well, you know, this is fucking woke and this and that. And I'm like, it doesn't, like, what are we talking about? Like, what are we doing? And I want to show you guys this one community post I made because it leads to the conversation I want to have right now. So let me, I can fucking find it. Yes, here we go. So this is a comment I saw, and I've seen this a lot, right? The Take Us North was a propaganda piece. I still think it should be allowed to exist, but let's not pretend it ain't propaganda. And this is, I'm not coming for this commenter, but this part right here is insane to me, because when you're talking about it being propaganda, like, there are actual propaganda games. There are the Call of Duty games. Basically any war game is propaganda, right? Especially if it's from the American military perspective, because a lot of military shooters focused on Middle Eastern people as terrorists because of 9/11, right? And that helps to sell the notion that Muslims and just Arabs in general are terrorists. And so if you put them in these games and you make yourself feel good, you normalize that, right? That sort of behavior. That's propaganda. It's also was used to literally recruit people into the actual military. Like, that's propaganda. You want to talk about movies where they use the military as like this like force of good, and they're smart and they're intelligent, like Transform movies, propaganda. The Marvel movies also have some military propaganda. Take Us North is a game in like the same vein as like what, Road 96, in the same vein as like a Papers, Please. It's not like this propaganda. It's literally telling you empathy. It's showing you that these people that are being demonized by actual propaganda happening in the real world, right? How we're seeing awful shit happening in this country when it comes to migrants. You have people who were citizens who are being deported. You have students being beaten by the police for protesting against a genocide. Like, when that is the actual world we're living in, and you see a game like Take Us North, like, that's propaganda, and then your reasoning is, again, not this person I'm talking about, but your reasoning is, oh, it's illegal. Like, like Asmongold, right? Like, his reasoning, oh, well, it's illegal and it's wrong and this is not, like, that's your reasoning. Oh, it's fucking illegal. They are trying to show you these people are human, and that's humanizing them. It's not a propaganda piece. Like, it's so annoying to be constantly bombarded with people just say, it's propaganda, it's woke, it's propaganda, it's woke, it's propaganda, when they don't even know what propaganda is. That's not propaganda. That's like if you were playing fucking Mario and then Mario saves the day, like, oh, well, this is just imperialist propaganda by Mario being an invading force coming in and imposing its will. Like, could you interpret it like that? Sure, you could. But like, Mario isn't propaganda. Like, Barney isn't propaganda, right? Like, people always use these scary terms like, this isn't the propaganda, this is an agenda. But what's actually being said? What harm is befalling you as an individual if there's a movie or book or game or TV show that's like, be a good person? Like, is Mr. Rogers fucking propaganda? Is Sesame Street propaganda? Is Power Rangers propaganda? Like, it's so insane to me that we're just throwing around these terms. And then the actual post that I made here, this guy was like, there is a big major difference, just one dude, between GTA and Take Us North that you are ignoring. GTA isn't a game made on a political agenda, which is fucking false. GTA is very political. Like, it's not this apolitical game. You're not supposed to take the stuff you do in that game seriously. This game is supposed to humanize illegal immigrants that people can grow empathy for them. And while I do empathize with their situations, they're breaking the law and they should be deported. If that's not an insane fucking statement to make, then I don't know what is. Grand Theft Auto, you're not supposed to take seriously. So they can do all the crimes they want. But this game wants you to humanize humanize fucking people, so that people can grow empathy for them. Oh my God, stop the presses, you guys. There's a game teaching about empathy for people who are currently experiencing a hell on earth due to our fucking government that's so hell-bent on being cartoonishly evil that they literally rebranded, though through executive orders, the Secretary of Defense to the Department of War. The DOD is now the Department of War. That's the world we're living in. And then you see shit like this and it's like, oh, I'm being tricked into having empathy for people who are being unfairly prosecuted. Like, oh, what I feel I'm going insane. Like, I feel I'm going insane all the time. And then they wrote, they're breaking the law and should be deported. If you want to travel, do so legally. If you can't, then I'm sorry. You are just going to have to try band together to fix the country you are in. What an insane thing to say. As if this very country wasn't founded by people who didn't band together to fix the country they were in. They left said country, came over here, killed the natives, said, you know what? God said we should expand all the way west, manifest destiny, bada boom, bada bing. Here we are. And now you're saying, well, you got to come in the right way. This is what people who've never had to go through the immigration process always say. I'm a child of immigrants. My parents came from Africa. My dad became a United States citizen in 2014, 15. Like, he could just, his first election was Biden, Trump? No, sorry. Not his first election. Like, my dad came to this country in 1984. Sorry, no, he came to this country, not 84, I'm stupid. He came to this country in 86, 1986. And he became a citizen in like 2000, like in the 2010s. And it wasn't because he was being here illegal. He had his green card. He's been working. He has a job. He has residency. But he only became a citizen relatively recently. As did my sister. My family's just now fully citizen besides my grandfather. He's not becoming a citizen. He's like 80 years old. I was born here, so I'm naturally a citizen. But it took that long. It took that long. And my dad left Africa under for like political asylum because of the government there. But there's people who are leaving their countries because of the shit our country's doing. Like, imagine, for example, let's imagine that these are people coming from Gaza. Me being political on this channel, whoa. Coming from Gaza, coming from a war-torn country that's being attacked by a genocidal state that's being backed by America. And they come here, and then you see someone say this kind of shit. Well, you didn't come here legally, so I think you should go back home and band together and fix what you're in. What kind of bullshit is that? Like, you want to talk about propaganda? This thinking is propaganda. You've been brainwashed into thinking that there are people are first off illegal, but you've been brainwashed into thinking people can just pull themselves up by the bootstraps and like what? Grind their way out of a war-torn country that's being torn apart due to the interests of outside forces? Like, people from Mexico are dealing like cartels because they sell shit to us in America, right? The biggest suppliers is the biggest contributing to the cartels in there is us, American citizens. We do drugs all the time. We do drugs a lot in America. Like a lot of drugs come through this country because there's lots of buyers here. And because of that, we've made situations worse in other countries. And so they're trying to find a better life over here. And we're like, don't come. As if the migrant population doesn't contribute to our economy. As if, besides the fact that they're just human, as if they do not have tangible outcomes in our society. I'm sorry I want to fucking rant just now. But holy shit like this, like, this is why I always try to connect the gaming side of things to the real world, because this shit is not a vacuum. And people want to pretend that it is. They want to pretend that, oh, well, you know, this is just video games. It's not real life. This game is propaganda. I'm like, these are people's real fucking conditions, man. Like holy shit. Oh. Yeah, and then people, like, it's the same people who are like, keep politics out of video games and let's go play Metal Gear Solid fucking Snake Eater. And I'm just like, what are we doing? Like, the reason why Metal Gear is such a good series is because it's political. Some of the best games ever are political. Some of the most influential games of all times are political. There is no vacuum. I wish there was. I wish I could play a game and it have no bearing on like real world society. I wish there were games. I wish people could just do that, but they can't. Like they can't. Like, people love Cyberpunk. Cyberpunk is heavily political, right? Like, it's political. Death Stranding is political. Every game Hideo Kojima does is political. But like, all these games coming out, they're highly political. Like, fucking Elden Ring's political, man. Like, it's just like, it is what it is. But it's because it's political that it resonates with people. There are thousands of games that come out that are just like, here's some fucking shooting slop. Here's like a gacha game. And these games don't have a long shelf life. But when you insert like political things in gaming, it resonates with people because the political is human. It's personal. It's a personal story. If I tell you a story and it's about this woman who's overcoming societal norms, expectations in order, like the fucking movie Brave, right? Most Disney movies are heavily political. But now, like Starro said, but now what's happening is people don't like those politics that have always been there. because they've been brainwashed into thinking that everything's woke and bad, and that's why things are terrible. And then you see fucking Pete Hesgeth taking his notes from goddamn libs of TikTok and then firing people because they gave aid to LGBTQ members of the Navy. Like, it's insanity to me. Yes, they'll play Resident Evil 2, Final Fantasy. There are people who were upset about fucking Silent Hill F because it has political themes in it. I'm like, it's a horror game. It's a horror game. Silent Hill F producer says the game set in 1960s because it represents female repression in Japanese society. Silent Hill F, if you've not heard the news, is set in back to Japan's 1960s. For myself, this has always been one of the most intriguing things about the game. Even as someone without much experience with the wider Silent Hill franchise, a vintage aesthetic like this one's really pulling me in. There's a very good reason for Konami's decision to pin Silent Hill after this bygone era, which we're learning more about thanks to an interview one Intrepid reporter scheduled with Silent Hill series producers Motoi Okamoto at Gamescom 2025. Like, I'm not gonna go through the whole article because it's not that long, but I don't want to go through the whole thing. But like, this is part of my point. It resonates with people. Like, you can take real world things, you can take political things and present it in a way where people can understand it on a level maybe even deeper than if they were just reading it as like just is, right? Because now you understand the framework of why they put it in 1960s, of why it's a woman in the lead. That's why most horror things, including the game we're going to play, the leads are women, because there is a natural horror to the existence of women, which, let me clarify, please. And that women have always been in multiple societies oppressed in some way, shape, or form, right? And because they cannot express that oppression in like violent ways like men get to, there are outlets, like creative outlets. You look at like Bloodborne, the whole thing's about the birth is like womanhood, right? Same thing with Elden Ring. You look at these horror games, you look at Silent Hills, even the Silent Hill game, like Silent Hill, you know, like F or Silent Hill 2, right? Even if the woman isn't the lead, the women's experience is very critical to the story. Like, James's story is centered around women. Yeah, Resident Evil 9 is most of the Resident Evil leads are women, because that's where like the true horror lies. And it's obviously the element of like helplessness, you know, right? Like, especially because we're looking at terms of a societal monster, not like a physical monster, where it's like they can't fight back until they, you know, either overcome themselves or some sort of trial or tribulation. Because that's really Silent Hill 3. That's the one with it's not Ashley. It's the chick who gets pregnant, right? Like, the whole thing's about pregnancy. Heather, yes, thank you. Yeah, like, I'm like, you have Heather, okay, goddamn, I got it. But like, you have an entire genre that only exists as an outlet for essentially female rage. Carrie, the biggest one, right? You have like so much in the horror genre that can only exist because it is a representation of the society at the time. Sci-fi is the same thing, but sci-fi is more of like sometimes hopeful, but really is allegories to what's currently happening at day, right? Horror at times is very queer. Well, yeah, because horror itself is like, it goes against established norms, right? I mean, fuck, even Devil May Cry DMC had a whole thing where you aborted a baby. I was gonna laugh. But like Resident Evil Village, when you go into that house, right? The giant baby is fucking chasing you. Like, there's always symbolism in these games, have to do with usually ostracized groups, minority groups, you know, like that's usually what it is. Persona fucking talks about like the, not the best way, but like the queer experience, like characters being queer and how they have to repress that. Persona 5 had people being fucking like assaulted by their goddamn perv-ass teacher and the repression in that society and how they were using that to express themselves there. Like, there's just, I can go on forever, but there's so many games out there that do that. People love it. But then you see a game like Take Us North, and like, this is too woke, and this, it's like, buddy, I don't know if it was to tell you, reading comprehension fucking sucks. People are illiterate as hell. Sometimes you gotta be blatantly obvious. Sometimes you gotta take the hammer and just cartoonishly whack him on the head because people be dumb. Look at my comment section. Like I try to not look at the comments as much, but like my phone will blow up because of like a video that has like 4,000 comments or 3,000 comments or whatever. And then you can just tell. I made a post about this, but you can just tell whose audience is watching it because like the level of interaction shoots up, but the quality is dog shit. That Asmongold video has some of the worst, because it's just like basic racism too, which I always say it's so funny that people will try to paint me as racist. In fact, I'll show you this comment I think I got from my video I did on the Pro ZD thing, right? I have people calling me a racist. Like they're like, oh, of course the racist defends the racist. And I'm like, what? Another thing too about this whole thing is people are, there's lots of comments in here of people going, but he showed evidence. Active, the translating to YouTube, we not speaking English. I don't know what this comment means. I've been trying to parse this for 3 days and I have no idea what's going on here. This isn't a lie whatsoever. The guy wanted to play characters outside of his own race, but didn't want other actors playing characters who weren't his race. Most blatant examples of rules for thee, not from I've ever seen. This isn't a video where I show it's a literal lie. Like I showed the context of he was talking about live action roles, right? And they're like, well, he wants people to play their own roles, but he can play whatever. And I'm like, this is, it was a migrant game. It has a narrative which favors the illegal and tries to make people sad for them while they commit a crime. It is art, propaganda art. Also, you should get familiar with the term per capita when you talk about statistics. Also, when you do that, please do it broken down to racial per capita. Hope it helps. Like, no. That's, first off, racial per capita would be so idiotic at this point. Because in this video, I showed that immigrants, whether they're naturalized or not, do less crimes than natural born citizen, because that's just facts. Like, oh, but break it down by per capita. That's irrelevant here. And then break it down by race. Like, you could be an immigrant of any race. Like, he specifically wants me to go after Mexicans, or in this case, probably black people too. But they commit so much. It's so fucking stupid. Asmongold was spot on with this. When you enter a country legally, it's illegal and it makes you a criminal. I didn't know why it's hard for people. LOL. And it's like, that's not. If you ever no problem with illegal immigrant simulator, which glorifies illegal migration, you should have no problem with an ICE deportation game, or is that different? Like this is the level. I'm not sure if this is an S tier or F tier moron. Biggest L take on this yet. That's like saying the Lockheed Martin or whatever weapons company that made that flight combat game made art. Also, I got to the end of your video. You're not a moron. You're an R word. You're perpetrating the exact fallacy you're accusing Asmond of. Stop using left only data. Left only data. Left only data. Oh, I hadn't seen it. Oh my God. Oh, but you can see most of the blocked comments are from that video because it's just, did you sprain your arm from masturbating so much due to your humiliation fetish? Like, when you say shit like this, do you think that makes me the weird one? Millions of illegals pour in. Many are essayed on the trip. Drug cartels profit and smuggle. U.S. citizens get robbed, raped, or killed by some. Companies use illegals as slave labor. Our tax dollars pay much of it, but this is art. Okay, suck it, bro. Like, obviously, these people are fucking stupid. Human trafficker simulator. Like, these people are dumb, and I don't think I have to show anymore. Like, these are the people who will look me in my face and be like, no, Asmon's right. No, you guys, you don't understand. You're not doing per capita. And it's like, I don't think I am like a genius, right? I don't think I am some sort of intellect that is far above the rest. But Jesus Christ, am I starting to reevaluate myself? How am I sharing a planet with people so unbelievably stupid? They say shit like, stop using left-only data. The data's the data. It's not my fault that conservatives don't live in reality, but like, it's like when right now with the whole the government's trying to make it so trans people can't get weapons because of like the last shooting, and it's like, hey, are we gonna actually look at the data that shows that the vast majority of shootings have been done by white men, like cis white men, ages 18 and like 34? It's like the most deadliest fucking demographic we have. And they're like, we'll ignore that. Those are all one-offs. Those are all lone gunmen. Even though like a ton of people have been being radicalized by not only our government and their rhetoric, but like these online forums. But like 0.00004% of the shooters were trans. Well, make sure trans people can't get guns. Like, my work is done. The anti-woke movement is finished. I wouldn't say it's finished. There's still some people out there.